Building custom cabinets. To build a custom cabinet, you need select a new assembly. We got a lot of different shapes. Assembly, this is a wireframe object, which is supplementary object for us to build a cabinet or to build a part in a cabinet, and we generally reference to the cabinet, to the part of the cabinet, to the points of these wireframes or to vehicles. So let's build the first part. To create a first part, we will choose building part by 3 point, and we'll specify the first point. To specify this point, we need to select a line close to the corner here, to the vertical. So let's say this is a half of the line. To select this point, I need to be on this half. Let's say if I will click on this half, software will automatically define this point. This is first direction or first size, and this will be a second size. We've got 3 points, so 3 points specify the one size of the part and another size of the part. The first size you specify will be grain length or grain direction. So after, software is asking change the points. We can change the position of our points if you're not happy with them, or press just enter or right click. Now we've got arrow which specify which way the part will be extruded. You've got 3 options: outside, inside, and in the middle. So to change that, you can press space bar on the keyboard. To change direction of extrusion, we need to have that inside of the cabinet, inside of the wireframe. So to confirm that, if you are happy, you need to press enter or right click button. So now we've got a part here. We will build second part. You select first point, second point, and we'll select the third point. We'll click right click and we'll click to confirm that we are happy with the part extrusion. So now not everybody understands straight away from the very beginning, but what we've got 2 parts, and now we need to use a point of the parts to build, let's say, the bottom which is sitting between left and right vertical parts. So we need to select not a wireframe, we need to select a line of the part in here. If you click on internal line of the part, you can see that you reference to the part itself. So you will select a second line of the part, and you'll select the third point here. So now you can see you select internal lines of the parts left and right with pressing enter, and after changing direction inside of the cabinet we can press enter or right click button. So we've got this part sitting in between left and right. This is the first possible way how to build the internal pattern between 2 verticals. There is another way. You can use operation divider. With this operation you can specify one part, another part, and you'll see how many options we got here. We can have this record here as the menu, as a list of options. You need to press a space bar. So now we can go and put that on a certain distance. We can center part, we can specify, we can put 2 parts, 3, 4, and the software will ask how many, with equal distance. So I want to have to locate the part with the distance, and I will put 0. So now we got this part sitting up top. I want to have this part and I want to have to change the size of this part. So there is menu operation, and we can go operation parameters and click on the part, and we will enter to the parameters of the part. So there is 2 errors specify the size of the part or the coordinates of the part. Error, 1 error, and blue it's X direction, and red arrow and 2 arrows it's Y direction. So in the Y direction I would like to have my part 80 mil wide. So we will go and put 80, and we change the size of the part. With operation, when we build when we put divider, that always reference to the back. I prefer to use always the same command to design or build a part using 3 points. So I will delete this. That was just a sample, and I will use exactly the same command to build another part. 1, 2, and 3. Can you see I select internal lines of my vertical parts, and now I can have this part properly in the same way as I had it before. And I will go to operation and parameters. I'll click select the part, and I will put a new size. A new size I want to have 100 or 80, depends what is the size of your stretcher. So now we've got this stretcher. Now we're gonna build the back. So we're gonna go first point, paying attention, I select already line of the bottom, internal line of the bottom. I select this internal line of the left hand side, and I will select again internal line of the bottom. So we've got now back build. So you got the assembly, and this assembly nothing major there here. So we got bottom, left, right, back, and stretcher. So to make our cupboard a proper cupboard, we need to go and put aging. So we will select and tick. We select all ages we want to put aging. So now you can see the color of the ages at the moment are yellow. It means that this is 1 mil aging. We've got two possible sing and sick aging. Sing aging will be yellow, and 2 mil aging will be purple. But in the settings we can change that for any other color if you like to do that. So at the moment we got the cabinet, and we want to put a legs on this cabinet. There is a command here, legs on the surface. So when we'll click on this button, we can see on the bottom current leg, but you can change that. So generally, if you will press a letter hash, it means the hotkey, and you'll press the letter D, you will have a menu and you will be able to choose any other leg. After, you need to specify the corner and the way how our leg should be sitting, or direction how our leg will be sitting. So now we can key our size. Let's say my leg will be sitting 100. Can you please pay attention that in Y direction that should be negative, because Y direction positive this way, negative will be opposite way. So now we've got this leg. So what we can do with a leg, we can easily copy that. So we can copy leg if you want, and we can re-reference that. So we can select this command, reference to the object system of the coordinates. I will select this corner of the part, and I will key in my new sizes. So negative 50 or negative 100, let's say, sorry. Negative 100 and here 100. So my leg will be sitting here. So this leg will reference to this corner, and we'll go negative 100 here and negative 100 here. Okay, and we will re-reference this leg. Okay, and we will go to that corner and we'll go 100. So now we've got these legs set up. They always will be sharp reference 100. There is another thing, we can use parameters. We can create a parameters of our cabinet, and after adjust position of the legs. So at the moment this looks like we've got legs here. Now I want to put a shelf. Shelf 1, shelf 2, shelves. I will show you a standard tooling, a standard uh, operation how to put that, but after I'll show you what sort of setup you got here. So there is a shelf here. If I'll select this option, we'll select one vertical as software asking us. This another vertical, and now we've got exactly the same menu as I showed before. Let's say I want to have one in the center, and software now asks me to specify the distance or space where I want to put it. This will be a first point, and this will be the last point, and I will press enter or right click. Now I've got shelf. This shelf will have parameters, which is a general system parameters. If you got gap 0 0, that will be a 0 0. If the front adjustment or front offset can be adjusted as well. So we will go and we will put aging on the front. We'll select age, and we'll select an age of our shelf. Now we're gonna go and put some hardware on this cabinet. So the first we're gonna put shelf supports. We're gonna put generally joints, motors, antenna, and so on and so on. We'll start from shelf support. We've got hardware fitting, and we got preset hardware. So this is preset sets of the hardware with such a parameters, with certain parameters. I'll go this direction. We've got a list of the hardware here, and this one is the shelf support. If I'll click on the shelf support, and let's say I will select my preset one, I can choose an age. I need to click on the line, an age of my part, and I will click right click on enter. So at the moment we've got shelf supports on the one side. We can copy them. Press copy, select our hardware, select next age, press one time to confirm that you are happy, and press one more time to finish operation. So now you got shelf support. We can set up two type of motors and tenon. One motors and tenon is motors and tenon screws, another motors and tenon and cam. So it depends what you're after. Let's say let's do both. Let's do motors and tenon and screws. We've got already this set of the hardware preset. So I'll select motors and tenon 40/40. This is specified distance from the edge. It's very important to know this distance because your edge bender, when you start aging the parts, can hit the ton or just tenon. So we'll got that at the moment 40/40. We will select again age of the part, and we can see a direction how our mortars and tenon can be located. So we can change the side. C, this will change the side, but generally at the moment here everything should be located from the bottom. Right click. So pressing the right click, I will choose another end, and pressing the right click, selecting the joint, I'll do another. I'll do this as well for another end of the back. I'll change direction of the motors and tenon. So now we've got all of these. I'll do again, and I will choose 1030. 1030. This type of joint will let us have a mortars and tenon 10 mil at the back and 30 at the front. So we've got this mortars and tenon set up here. We'll do a right click, 1030, and we'll change direction. So that will be machined from this side. You can see Z-axis shows how that will be machined. So generally we'll do a right click, and we'll have here not symmetrical joint, because generally what we need to have, we need to put this aging, this distance should be bigger than that, and we have here 10 and here 3 to make as wide tenon as we actually as we can to make our cabinet stronger. So this is a quick carcass. Now we're gonna put a couple of doors. So you've got an operation. If you'll go and you'll click on this operation, you can see the first menu will be door, or just click on here on the button that we'll call doors. We can see a preview, a picture of the door. So we can go and change our door, default door, what we are building. We can specify 2 doors, and we can change the parameters, gaps, top, left, right, and bottom. We click OK, and we start again reading what software wants us to do. Vertical part 2 vertical, 3 and 4. Generally you need to remember left, right, or bottom. That will be quicker for you. So now we've got 2 doors, and with the 2 doors, so you can see here, you've got 2 doors here. Okay, so generally we can go and change materials to have a proper material. Now that's highlighted in green. So we have to put a hinges. We are coming back to the same operation, preset sets of hardware, and we'll go to, let's say, to clip, and we'll choose to clip hinges. We can go copy, click on a hinge, and we can go back and select an edge of another door, and or do right click again. So 2 right clicks at the end. Now we've got this cabinet. So it's normal standard cabinet, and now we can try to size it. So to change size of the cabinet, we need to go to blue YZ, select a cabinet, doesn't matter what part of the cabinet we will click on, and now let's say the length of our cabinet will be 600. So you can see everything will be relocated or changed automatically. So the height will be 1200s, and so on, so on, so on. So generally this cabinet now we can save in the library. To save this cabinet in the library, you can go to database, save model as, click select the model, tell that this is a typical model, and we can select, let's say, the part of the library we want to save that. We can create a part of the library, we can name it. We'll do name demo, and we click on add new model, and we will give a name. So it's a name should have, the code of the assembly should have such a name without a space. If you want to separate something in the code, let's put demo underscore instead of space cabinet. So in the name you can put anything, demo cabinet and blah blah blah. So it's very important to remember we need to have at the end 000000 separated by points, because this is our library structure. We will use a number of the cabinet, or number of the parts. We will use them. We'll number them as a part belongs to demo cabinet, and after we'll give them a numbers. We'll click OK, 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 OK. So now we will go to service, model database tree, and we will go to let's say our kitchen. We'll go to demo, and this is our cabinet. So we can drag and drop it, and we'll have this cabinet here. So you can see we've got 2 cabinets now. We can generally keep dragging them on the library, but this is the main, or the easiest way to create and save a custom cabinet in the library.